Good afternoon, everyone. I, Miss Kanchan Mawande, host for the first invited talk that is of forensic science. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend to you a very warm welcome on behalf of Shri Shivaji Science College, Amravati, who has clubbed all of us for the National Conference on Emerging Computational Technologies. As computational technologies and artificial intelligence matures, more people will be able to have better access to justice. We are thrilled to have you all here today. A very special welcome to our director of Applied Forensic. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to request Dr. Hushare sir to kindly present a token of appreciation to Mr. Rakesh Mia, our eminent invited speaker. Thank you so much, sir. Before we proceed, let's hear about the impressive background of invited speaker. Rakesh Mia sir has completed his master with a specialization in cybersecurity and digital forensics from the Department of Forensic Science, Jharkhand Raksha Shakti University, Ranchi. He has completed his graduation in BSc Forensic Science from the Institute of Science, Sage University, Indore. He has attended various forensic science conferences and its related workshops, lectures at various places in India. He has completed an internship under the Madhya Pradesh Police Indore branch at 45 days. He has completed 1 month internship program at State Forensic Science Laboratory, Tripura, in the forensic biology, serology, and toxicology. He has completed 1 month internship program at CID Cyber Thana, Ranchi, Jharkhand. He was also appointed as a field executive at Madhya Pradesh by Crime Intelligence Force Trust. He has received a reviewer certificate from various international journals. During his undergraduate, he was also selected as campus ambassador coordinator of the website task group Sage University Indore. He has published various papers and abstracts in national, international, and Scopus Index journals and conferences. He has organized more than 200 plus national and international conferences, webinars, workshops, student skill development program, ambassador program, crash course in applied forensic research laboratory. Recently, he has written two books. One is Basics of Forensic Science. He published his book in both the languages, English and Hindi. He also write a book named Handbook of Forensic Biology and Serology. He has also written two chapters in a book titled Role of Nanotechnology in Forensic Analysis and Recent Biotechnology Tools and Techniques. In forensic science, he edited book titled Advanced Forensic Biotechnology. He has received 3 copyright certificates from the central government of India. He received the certificate of excellence on the occasion of Republic Day for the chapter writing. Mr. Rakesh Mia has been awarded as the India's top 100 authors by Flocklews India's Prime Awards 2022. He also trained more than 100 plus students. They are from the national and international backgrounds. Last but not the least, he also delivered online career counseling and awareness workshop on the forensic science lecture to biotechnology student in Horizon campus, Sri Lanka. He currently working as director of the Applied Forensic Science Laboratory, Indore, MP, India. We are honored to have Dr. V.M. Thakre sir as the chairperson and Mr. Rakesh Mia as the invited talk. Now, I would like to request Dr. V.M. Thakre sir to grab their seat as the chairperson of the dais, and I invite Mr. Rakesh Mia to share their insight and guidance on forensic crime investigation and chain of custody. The floor is yours, sir.
So good afternoon, all the respected dignitaries present here, as well as all the invited speakers, as well as the assistant professors from various universities. Also giving me this opportunity to present my topic on the topic of forensics crimes in investigation of chain of custody. Before that, I would like to thanks to Sri Shivaji Science College in collaboration with HGBU Computer Science Teachers Association, HGBU Mathematics Teachers Association, and Applied Forensic Research Sciences. So without before any delay, we will start the session. So as per the topic, as you can say, this is the forensic crimes in investigation. As we are now living the, that the digital era and the everything is the digital crime as well as the crime. So what is the scientific steps for the investigation purposes? As a forensic science expert, as a forensic student, what is the scientific steps we have follow in the crime scene as well as the in the criminal justice system? Next, please. So before that, what is the forensic science? So forensic science is the applied and multidisciplinary sciences, because as we know in our 11 and 12 standard, as we have studied the physics, chemistry, biology, so those subjects are scientifically in the field of forensic science. Whenever you have seen the word, you have heard the word forensic, it means the scientifically. Whatever we have do, this is the scientifically. Without scientifically, without any illegally, we can't do. As a forensic science expert, we are doing everything in the scientific era. As we know, there are various types of multidisciplinary sciences is there. So the basic meaning is the scientifically. Whatever we have done in the field of forensic science, everything is the based on the scientifically. So this is the multidisciplinary science or the applied science. As the current trending of our today's national conference is that the trending in computational sciences. So this university having the one subject, for example, other universities in the field of applied sciences like the forensic, that the geology, botany, chemistry. So like that, as it is, forensic science is also comes under the forensic applied sciences. So this is the meaning of the applied science. It means how we can utilize our combination of sciences in the criminal justice system. So this is the things, what is the meaning of the forensic science? Because as I have already told you, this is the scientifically branch. Without any scientifically, we can't do anything. As a forensic science expert, as a, the as the cyber expert also. So this is the things that, as you can see in the slide, this is the study and application of sciences to the civil and criminal matter. Now, what is the meaning of the civil and criminal matter? So civil and criminal matter, when the crime is happened, that we can see that this is the crime scene. As a, also if I am talking about the forensic science, it is the, as a forensic science students, this is the common sense also, where we can utilize our common sense to the solve any of the crime. Either it's a homicide, either it's any kind of sexual assault, either it's a murder, theft, kidnapping. But when we'll start our work, what is the mood or what is the action? So action is that behind the criminal and civil cases. So section 154 CRPC, that's define the, that the criminal cases, the heinous in nature. So what is the meaning of heinous in nature? For example, murder, sexual assault. So this is the heinous in nature in crime. So whenever the criminal case is started, as well as the civil cases and the civil matter, that's called your non-cognizable cases. So non-cognizable is defined the section 155 CRPC. So whenever the criminal and civil matter is started, so when that time our forensic science department as well as the police science police department. So who is the investigating officer or the who is the investigating department? No, as a investigating department is comes under the only the police department. Our as a forensic science expert, our role is not that we are a, that the, oh, we investigate the crime scene, we will collect the evidences from the crime scene. No, this is not our duty. As a forensic science department, our main duty is there to assist the police officers. We will help the police officer to teach them this is the correct procedure to collect the evidences for the crime scene. This is the correct procedure for the packaging and the preservation of the crime scene. So this is the meaning of that. Where any of the crime is happened, at that time our forensic science team will assist the police officers or the assist the police department to criminal cases. So this is the criminal and civil matter. As you can see in the that we are enforced by the police in the criminal justice system. Now, what is the meaning of criminal justice system? Either it's a police department, either it's a court, or either it's any kind of any types of department is there. So criminal justice system means where we can give our edges. It means criminal justice system, as we know what is the meaning of the ecosystem. To same the four department. First is the police department. Second is the forensic science department. So police department, their role is that they have investigate the crime scene. They have collect packaging evidence and the forwarding the evidences from the crime scene. So this is the first is the comes under the criminal justice system. Second is your, that the forensic science department. So as a forensic science expert, our main work is that we have analyzed the evidence, examined the evidence. After that, we will preparing the report. What is the result is comes, either it's a false, either it's a negative, either it's a, that the question document or the known sample is match or not. So what is the things? So after that, the hospital, because the hospital will give us the MLC, medical legal certificate, death certificate, autopsy certificate. So doctor, only the MBBS and MD doctor will give us the death certificate or autopsy certificate. Can as a police officer will sign the death certificate? Obviously no. So this is the things. So how the ecosystem is going on in the criminal justice system, as well as the last is the court. So what is the role of the court? So they will give the actual punishment, the who is the culprit, who is the criminal, who is the person that he or she is involving in the crime. So this is the meaning of the criminal justice system in our India. And this basically this four department, this law enforcement department, forensic science department, and other evidences, other department is included in the criminal justice system. So this is the meaning of the basic of the forensic science. After that, you can see in the scientific study of forensic science is also known as the criminalistics. So what is the meaning of criminalistics? Who is the criminal? Actually, who is the criminal? As you can see the various CID and that the Dr. Salunke crime patrol. So this is the things how we can utilize the modus operandi. After that, बहुत सारे लोग ये करते हैं कि क्राइम करने के बाद उन लोग क्या गलती गिल्टी फील करते हैं कि इसलिए मैं इस क्राइम पे जुड़ा हुआ था, फिर जुड़ी हुई थी. सो दिस इज द थिंग. सो in the field of forensic science, there are various types of branches is there, and one of the most important branch is forensic psychology. Now I am presenting here, you are the communication, you are, for example, I am a mediator, you are a communication, you are listening my words. So what is the everything is based on our CNS, central nervous system, right? So whenever any of the person is involving, either it's intentional or unintentional, after that we feel like a guilty. So this is the what is the meaning, your psychology, everything is based on your psychology. So this is the things, how the serial killer, how the person, any of the person is involving in the crime. So this is the meaning. If the any of the person is involving any of the crime, after that we will study what is the criminal behavior, how he or she is involving in the crime, how, what is the parameters, what is the situation that he or she during the COVID situation. You can see there are various digital crimes. If I am talking about the children, at that time they are they are also some of the games is there, online games is there. So thing is that what is the positive or what is the environmental as well as the society factor is there to relate it to the crime. So this is the meaning of the criminal stakes. After, if the any person is involving in the crime, we can study this is the criminal behavior, what is the status, what is the mind behavior, everything. So this is all about the forensic science. Next please. Next. So now the crime scene definition. Next. Yeah. The location of criminal activity. What is the meaning of the crime scene? That's called in the in Hindi, that's called the घटना स्थल. घटना स्थल क्या होता है? So as a common person, now in this auditorium, some of the computer department, some of the other respected, those who are not filled in this forensic science, तो आप लोगों को देख के लग रहा है कि हाँ, जस्ट ये कॉमन एक क्राइम सीन, एक प्लेस है जहाँ पे एक बॉडी रखा हुआ है. नो, if you are talking about the forensic science students or the forensic science expert, हम लोगों का जो देखने का नजरिया है एंड आप लोगों का जो देखने का नजरिया दोनों अलग है, बिकॉज इसमें क्या है, क्राइम सीन है। इस क्राइम सीन पे हम लोग किसी भी विक्टिम को जस्टिस दिला सकते हैं। सो दिस इज द क्राइम सीन। इन द क्राइम सीन हम लोगों को क्या मिलता है, बहुत सारे एविडेंसेस, दैट्स कॉल्ड द फिजिकल एविडेंसेस। जो भी हम लोग क्राइम सीन पे देख रहे हैं, आप लोगों को देखने का, हाँ कि भैया ये तो एक क्राइम सीन है, इस एक बॉडी लेटा हुआ है, सम ऑफ द ब्लड इज देयर, सम ऑफ द हेयर इज देयर, सम ऑफ द अदर related evidences is there, but what is the main thing, what is the main thing, this is the crime scene। एज अ नॉर्मल पर्सन आप लोग जो सोच नहीं सकते हैं, दैट्स इज कम्स अंडर द फॉरेंसिक साइंस डिपार्टमेंट, कि हम लोग उसको ही क्राइम सीन को कैसे को रिलेटेड करते हुए, कैसे विदाउट एनी सरकमटेंसेस, विदाउट एनी कंटामिनेशन एविडेंसेस को कैसे हम लोग ये करते हुए हम लोग किसी भी विक्टिम को जस्टिस दिला सकते हैं। दिस इज द क्राइम सीन। सो दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द location of criminal activity। Crime scene means the location of criminal activity। Yes, the criminal is happened, or they are, you know, that the involving, or they are happened in the crime scene, this is the meaning of the crime scene। So there are various types of crime scene। Next please, next। See, first is the indoor crime scene। In the indoor crime scene means whenever now everyone is sitting in the auditorium, it means the closed area, right? This is the closed area. Either it's open area, no। Whenever the crime is happen in any indoor area, it means any चार दीवारी के अंदर जब क्राइम होता है, दैट्स कॉल्ड योर इंडोर एरिया, इंडोर क्राइम सीन। जब भी आप लोगों को कोई भी, फॉर एग्जांपल दिस ऑडिटोरियम, your office, college, it comes under the any types of closed area, it comes under the indoor crime scene। After that, we have a outdoor crime scene। Next, please. Next. See, this is the outdoor crime scene means, in simple words, where the crime is happening in an open area. For example, your garden, forest. So this is the things, what types of crime scene we have. As a forensic science expert, we have a big challenges like that. If the we have a indoor crimes in any of the crime is happen in the indoor area, so this is the possibilities that the contamination of evidences, there are no contamination। If the crime in the outdoor area, so what is the possibility, due to the environmental factors our physical evidences may be destroyed। Okay, for example blood, due to the rainy season blood is destroyed। So this is the things, what types of crimes scene we have as a forensic science expert, on the basis of our experience we have that either it's an indoor crime scene, either it's an outdoor crime scene। So this is the thing, there are basically two or three types of crime scene। Further we categorize the sub branches or the subcategories of the crime scene। So this is the indoor crime scene and the outdoor crime scene। Next, next। See, this is the, there are basically three types of crime scene is there, and one of the third one is the conventional crime scene or the movable crime scene। For example, if the crime is happened in any movable area, for example the flight, train, so it comes under the movable crime scene। So this is the different types of crime scene we have। So on the basis of the crime scene we have do our further procedure। Next. Now, if now we will start our investigation, we will start our investigation that the crime scene is happened. Now, either nature, what is the nature of the crime scene? Either it's a, you know, the nature of the crime scene is the murder, either it's a homicide, suicide, accidental cases, hit and run cases, and the, either it's a, you know, hanging cases। So on the basis of the nature of the crime scene or the nature of the crime, we have started our investigation। Before that, without crime scene, can we start our investigation? Obviously, no। Without crime scene we can't start our investigation। For that we have a crime scene। So as we have already told you the what is the meaning of the crime scene, the location of criminal activity, because either he or she is convicted, either he or she is committed or associated with the crime। After that we have started our crime scene investigation। So what is the meaning of the crime scene investigation, what is the procedure of the crime scene investigation? So before that we will start the crime scene investigation, we will follow the principle of Edmond Locard। And Edmond Locard is the father of forensic science, he is the father of modern forensic science। So whenever you have seen the serial killer in our India, there are various types of serial killer, you know। So what is the serial killer? It means they have done 4 to 5 or 6 to 7 murderous operandi are the you know that the cases। So what is the behind of the, if he or she is having a too much experience in the field of crime, again he or she is leave the traces। What is the traces? For example, this is the mobile phone, right? This is the mobile, if I am touching in this phone, what I have left from the fingerprint, fingerprint impression. Now this fingerprint impression is not naked by in your human eyes, because this is the latent fingerprint. And latent fingerprint is, this we are living for the what, on the presence of our sweat pores, that's called the pasina. जो आप लोग बोलते हैं हम लोग को पसीना आ रहा है, हाथ से पसीना आ रहा है, it means you can leave your DNA. In the DNA also, whenever on the presence of, that the pores is present on the ridges. Okay, have you seen in the ridges, this is the curve like structure, there are various types of structure in your finger as well as in your footprint and the palm print. So due to the presence of the pores, your sweat glands is exit from this particular ridges. After that, your fingerprint impression is leave any of the traces, either it's a mobile, either it's any kind of object that wherever you can touch. So this is the meaning, what surfaces during the crime, either he or she is having a various experience, but due to the nature, due to the what is the nature, that the psychology, as I have already highlighted in my starting, psychology. जब भी हम लोग क्राइम करने जाते हैं कि हम लोग, हाँ, प्रिकॉशन पूरा ले चुके हैं, हैंड ग्लव्स पहन चुके हैं, फुटप्रिंट ना आने के लिए हम लोग जो फुट मार्क्स पहन चुके हैं, हमारा हेयर क्राइम सीन पे ना आने के लिए हम लोग हेयर मार्क्स भी पहन चुके हैं, हम लोगों को सूट जो है प्रॉपर सूट पहन चुके हैं, हम लोगों को जो फाइबर हो क्राइम सीन पे ना आए, बट व्हाट इज द थिंग्स, ड्यू टू योर, द प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड, ड्यू टू द प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड, हम लोग जब क्राइम सीन पे जाते हैं, एट दैट टाइम ड्यू टू द सर्कमटेंसेस, ऐसे कुछ सर्कमटेंसेस आ जाते हैं, वी ऑलवेज लीव आवर ट्रेसेस. So this is the things. So it comes under the psychology. So this is the things. One of the most and major branch is the, in our forensic science field, as well as if are talking about the crime scene or the criminal justice system, the forensic psychology. So this is the things that we can leave our traces. So this is the physical evidences. What is the meaning of physical evidences? नाउ मान के चलिए कि आप लोग 1 मिनट के लिए एजम्पशन कर लिए, दिस इज द क्राइम सीन, इधर कोई भी डेड बॉडी आपको मिला है, तो इधर फिजिकल एविडेंसेस क्या होगा? फिजिकल एविडेंस वो होता है जिसका एक, फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज द फोन, इसका एक शेप है, एक साइज है, इसका कलर है, राइट? सो whenever any of the crime scene is happened in either it's a indoor or outdoor crime scene, जो भी चीज हमारे क्राइम सीन से मिल रहा है, दैट्स कॉल्ड कम्स अंडर द फिजिकल एविडेंसेस. फॉर एग्जांपल द इधर बुके रखा है, इट्स आल्सो कम्स अंडर द व्हाट, physical evidences. Physical evidences means those particular object has their own individual characteristics. What is the meaning of the individual characteristics? They have their own color, they have their own size and shape. So this is the meaning of the individual characteristics. And physical evidences is further divided into the forensic biology. Now, if the blood is present at the crime scene, because it's the body plant, okay, the body fluids, it comes under the forensic biology. If any of the chemicals is there, for example कि हम लोगों को आर्सन केस मिल चुका है, बहुत सारा आर्सन केस, इट मीन इंटेंशनल टू हार्म एनी पर्सन प्रॉपर्टी, हम लोग किसी के खेत जला देते, इफ एट दैट टाइम वी आर यूजिंग द पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट्स. सो इफ के केमिकल्स इज फाउंड ऑन द क्राइम सीन, इज कम्स अंडर द केमिकल chemistry division. If any of the NDPS drugs, for example the cocaine, morphine, drugs, charas, ganja, if it is found on the crime scene, it comes under the NDPS. So this is the things how the, that the physical evidences is further divided into the these categories. So, but before that, at the crime scene, we have a physical evidences. Further, we have categorized on the basis of their own characteristics. Either it's a blood, either it's a chemistry, either it's a toxicology, either it's a question document. Question document means जब भी आप लोगों के बहुत सारे पेपर्स में किसी ने फॉर्ट साइन सिग्नेचर कर दिया है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल कि आपके बड़े भाई आपके जमीन को हड़पने के लिए आपका डुप्लीकेट साइन कर दिए, सो डुप्लीकेट साइन इज कम्स अंडर द क्वेश्चन डॉक्यूमेंट. सो जालसाजी कि आप लोगों को सिग्नेचर को किसी और ने देख के सेम टू सेम डुप्लीकेट कर दिया है, या फिर मान के चलिए कि आप लोगों के वर्कर है, या फिर आप लोग किसी को भी काम करने के लिए 1000 दिए हैं, तो उन्होंने एक्स्ट्रा और जीरो ऐड कर दिया, एडिशन. So this is the meaning of the addition in the check. So it comes under the question document. So if the any kind of paper, any kind of, that the any kind of document, any kind of signature is found on the crime scene, it comes under the question document. So everything is based on the physical evidences. Further, we can categorize either it's a question document, either it's a forensic biology related evidences, either it's a chemistry, toxicology, and many more. So this is the meaning of the physical evidence, that we can start our further evidences. Without crime scene, we can't start our, that the investigation. For that, we have our own crime scene. After that, we will start the further procedure. Next. Next. See, this is the scientific steps for the crime scene investigation, that as a forensic science expert, if I am talking about our Indian perspective view as well as the world perspective view, the all the forensic science fraternity, all the forensic science scientists, they can follow these 5 steps. This is the basically the 5 steps that we can follow for the crime scene investigation. So first, one by one, I will describe you. Next, please. Next. Yeah. First is the securing and isolating the crime scene. What is the meaning of the securing and isolating the crime scene? The securing means how you can, as a forensic science expert, for example, now you can assume you are a forensic science expert. तो आप लोगों के क्राइम सीन पे कैसे प्रोटेक्ट करोगे? If I am talking about the digital forensic, many of our computer forensic background is also there. If any of the crimes or digital crime is happened, अभी आपको जो है आपके जो सर्वर से या फिर आपको मोबाइल में जो कोई भी ऐसा क्राइम हुआ है, अभी आपको इसको ये करना है, प्रोटेक्ट करना है. हाउ यू कैन प्रोटेक्ट योर सेल्फ, हाउ यू कैन प्रोटेक्ट योर मोबाइल फोन? You can disconnect all the networks, you can disconnect all the internets, right? So this is the, if I'm talking about the digital forensic, as well as what is the protection method to protect your crime scene, as well as this is the method that the first is the securing and isolating the crime scene. We are securing the crime scene with the help of barricading tape. What is the meaning of the crime barricading tape? आप लोगों को क्वेश्चन देखे होंगे, that's the crime scene do not cross, that we can use. So this is the barricading tape. Now if एज अ फॉरेंसिक साइंस एक्सपर्ट, अभी हमारे पास क्राइम सीन पे हम चले गए हैं, बहुत जल्दी वो हिनियस इन क्राइम्स नेचर में था, हम लोग कुछ भी सामान लेके नहीं गए हैं, राइट? हम लोग जो क्राइम सीन वेरिगेटिंग टेप हम लोग जो है हमारे एफएसएल से नहीं लेके गए. सो ऑल्टरनेटिवली व्हाट वी कैन यूज फॉर द क्राइम सीन वेरिगेशन टेप? So alternatively we can use the rope. Okay, we can use the rope for the any kind of materials that the we can protect our crime scene. So alternatively we can use the, you know, the sari जो आप लोग अभी हमारे से मैडम लोग पहने हैं, we are also using the sari, as well as the dupatta, as well as the rope. So any kind of material, also the vehicle, either which types of vehicle, only the government official vehicle we can use for the protection of our crime scene, that we can protect our crime scene for. किससे हम लोग प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे हैं? ये भी तो बात है कि हाँ सर तो बता रहे हैं कि प्रोटेक्शन कर रहे हैं, किससे प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे हैं? प्रोटेक्शन कर रहे हैं नॉर्मल पीपल से. जो क्राइम सीन कोई भी घटनास्थल हो जाता है, तब आप लोग अपने ओन आइज से भी देख सकते हैं, जो नॉर्मल नॉर्मल जो अदर जो सिटीजन जो रहते हैं, नॉर्मल पर्सन, दे कैन एंटर द क्राइम सीन, उन लोग घुसने के लिए कोशिश करते हैं. व्हाट इज द गोइंग ऑन इन बिहाइंड ऑन द सीन. सो दिस इज द थिंग्स, एज अ फोरेंसिक साइंस एक्सपर्ट, एज अ पुलिस ऑफिसर्स, वी आर यूजिंग द ऑल्टरनेटिव सोर्स ऑल्सो फॉर प्रोटेक्टिंग आवर क्राइम सीन. As well as the next, you can see the isolation. So this is the first gives the medical treatment. If any body is present at the crime scene, we don't know if either he or she is a victim, he or she is the accused, or he or she is the witnesses. We don't know. But any body is present at the crime scene, at that time, as soon as possible, we give the medical treatment. Because after that, we don't know either it's a he or she is the victim or not. So our first duty is that we have protect the crime scene. After that, we will give the medical treatment as soon as possible. After that, information victim, what types of, for example, we will write the information in the notepad, either it's a victim, either it's a accused, or either what is the age, what is the location, everything we mention in our notepad. After that, the preliminary survey, as I have discussed with you, the types of crime scene, indoor crime scene, outdoor crime scene, and the, you know, that the movable crime scene. So in the preliminary survey, we have see there are where the actual crime is happened. For example, in this dex, is there any crime is happened? This is the called as the primary crime scene, where the actual crime is happened. Or secondary crime scene, it means in the preliminary survey we have see, is there any secondary crime scene is there? Is there any evidences related to the first crime scene, primary crime scene? Is there any evidences is located in the another area or not? So the first place where the actual crime is happened is comes under the primary location. After that, if the primary crime scene related any of the evidences is found in the another crime scene, that's called your secondary crime scene, that which is comes under the preliminary survey. Next, 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 please. So our second is the documentation or recording of the crime scene. See, this is the most important part. This is the digitally, where we have submitted our photography, videography, documentation in the court of law. As a digital, if I am talking about the digital evidences or the, you know, the cyber related evidences, digital photography, 65 of IA. So this is the things that we have done the note taking. In the note taking, we have write everything. What is the, either it's the day, either it's the night, either it's a what types of location, what is the area, who is the police investigator, everything we write down in the note taking. After that, we have a photography and videography. Now, what is the first steps? As a, if I am talking about the practical prospective view, what is our first step? Can we do the photography first or videography? Can we do the photography first, after that the videography? No. First, always as a practically we have do the videography. Why? मान के चलिए कि आप लोग जो है फोटोग्राफी करने जा रहे हैं एट दैट टाइम ड्यू टू द लैक ऑफ इंटेंशन. फॉर एग्जांपल, दिस इज द वन काइंड ऑफ एविडेंस, आपके गलती के वजह से ये उसका पोजीशन से हट गया है. सो एट दैट टाइम यू आर अ रिस्पॉन्सिबल पर्सन, दैट आपको जो है रिस्पॉन्सिबल किया जा रहा है, आपके चलते हुए जो एविडेंसेस अपने पोजीशन से हट गया है. सो व्हाट इज द अल्टरनेटिव? दैट्स व्हाई as a forensic science expert our main work is that we have do the videography. वीडियोग्राफी में क्या होता है, जब हम लोग वीडियोग्राफी कर लेते हैं, पूरे क्राइम सीन के एविडेंसेस का जो लोकेशन क्या है, मान के चलिए कि बॉडी मिला है, ब्लड मिला है, हेयर मिला है, एनी काइंड ऑफ ड्रेसेस मिला है, क्लोथ मिला है, तो वीडियोग्राफी में कैप्चर हो जाता है. आफ्टर दैट, आफ्टर एग्जामिनेशन वी कैन सी इफ की कोई भी ऐसे ही हो जाते हैं हमारे साइड से, हमारे लैक ऑफ इंटेंशन से, इफ की पोजीशन चेंज भी हो जाता है, हम लोग वीडियोग्राफी में देख सकते हैं. So this is the things that we have do the first videography. After that, we have do the photography, crime scene photography. Now, one of the, as you can see in this photo is done by our interns in our own forensic science lab. So this is the, indoor crime scene and outdoor crime scene. So as you can see the photo, आप इस फोटो से क्या समझ पा रहे हैं? आप लोगों से हाँ कि समझ तो आ रहा है कि हाँ कोई भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है, बट फोटो से क्या समझ आ रहा है? एज वेल एज, जैसे कि मैं आप लोगों को थोड़ा डिफरेंट बताऊं, आप लोगों में से बहुत सारे शौकीन है कि हम लोग कहाँ पे भी ट्रेवलिंग पे जाते हैं, फोटो उठा के स्नैपचैट या फिर इंस्टाग्राम पे स्टोरी लगाते हैं, एट द टाइम वी आर जा रहे हैं, उधर जा रहे हैं. सो वन फोटो कैन टेल अस द थाउजेंड्स ऑफ वर्ड्स. एक फोटो से हम लोगों को बहुत सारा कुछ समझ आता है, बिकॉज द इन्वेस्टिगेशन पार्ट, हम लोगों को एक क्लू से दूसरे क्लू में हम लोग देखते हैं कि व्हाट इज द गोइंग ऑन इन दिस फोटो, व्हाट इज, आप लोगों से इस फोटो को देख के आप लोग क्या समझ पा रहे हो. आप लोगों को जितना सोच रहे हो उसका बियॉन्ड सोचना पड़ेगा कि इस फोटो से हम लोगों को क्या समझ आ रहा है, राइट? सो इन दिस फील्ड एक फोटो से हम लोगों को थाउजेंड्स ऑफ वर्ड समझ आता है. सो दिस इज द थिंग्स दैट द photography and videography. If I'm talking about the photography, there are three types of photography: close up, with scale, and without scale. Okay, in the close up photography, mid range, for example, we have a crime scene 90-degree angle, we have each and individual evidences, we have done the mid range photography. After the overall photography means all the crime scene. For example, if it is a crime scene, we will done the overall photography. So this is the things: close up photography, overall photography, and the mid range photography. After that, we have a sketching means we have done the evidences locations. Sketching is defined the location of the individual physical evidences. आप लोगों का मोबाइल कहाँ पे था, बॉडी कहाँ पे था, फ्लावर जो रखा हुआ है, बोतल कहाँ पे रखा हुआ है, जो सोफा रखा हुआ है, उसका लोकेशन कहाँ पर था. तो स्केचिंग इज डिफाइन द, इफ we don't have any of the DSLR, any of the SLR, any kind of phone. At that time, sketching is define the photography as well as the videography. मान के चलिए कि क्राइम सीन पे आप लोगों के पास मोबाइल नहीं है, तो आप लोग ऑल्टरनेटिवली क्या यूज करोगे? फोटोग्राफी से तो यस, फोटोग्राफी ऑल्सो डिफाइन द लोकेशन ऑफ द एविडेंसेस, राइट? फोटोग्राफी ऑल्सो डिफाइन द लोकेशन ऑफ द एविडेंसेस. इफ you don't have any kind of device, so what is the next step? So that's why the sketching करके हम लोग जो है एविडेंसेस का लोकेशन क्या है, हम लोग उसको डिफाइन करते हैं. तो व्हाट इज द लोकेशन ऑफ द पर ईच एंड इंडिविजुअल एविडेंसेस. सो दिस इज द अल्टरनेटिव मेथड ऑफ द फोटोग्राफी एंड वीडियोग्राफी. ऑल्सो द documentation and the recording of the crime scene is also known as crime scene documentation. And crime scene documentation is very useful for the reconstruction of the crime scene. Now what is the meaning of the reconstruction of the crime scene? रिकंस्ट्रक्शन का मतलब क्या होता है कि मान के चलिए इधर आज कोई भी घटना हुआ है, कि हम लोग इसका जो द केस पेंडेंसी इन आवर इंडिया, ये बहुत लंबा टाइम खींचता है, बहुत सारा टाइम लगता है, कि सेम रिकंस्ट्रक्शन में क्या हम लोग सेमी प्लेस पे आके फिर से रिक्रिएट करेंगे? नो. Reconstruction of the crime scene means whenever we have a photography, videography, and sketches. For example, our Vijay sir also handling the SI, सब इंस्पेक्टर, उनका प्रमोशन होकर दूसरे, वो जब वो केस हैंडल कर रहे थे, उनका प्रमोशन होकर दूसरे हो इसमें पुलिस स्टेशन पे चले गए. न्यू, that the new person is new SI is hiring in this particular cases. After that, रिकंस्ट्रक्शन का मतलब ये होता है, हमारे पास जो भी फोटोग्राफी वीडियोग्राफी है, उसको देखते हुए हम लोग अपना फिर से रिकंस्ट्रक्शन कर सकते हैं, व्हेयर इन द पुलिस प्रिमाइस। जो भी आपके पुलिस स्टेशन है उसके ही अंदर आपको जो उसको रिक्रिएट करना पड़ेगा एज ए इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग ऑफिसर, इफ कि आपको क्राइम सीन पे फिर से विजिट करना है, बिकॉज यू नो दिस इज द कमर्शियल एरिया, और जहाँ पे हम लोग रहते हैं, कोर्ट के परमिशन पे हम लोग इस एरिया को फिर से आफ्टर 6 मंथ और आफ्टर 1 ईयर हम लोग यूज कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज रिकंस्ट्रक्शन का मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि क्राइम सीन पे जाके हम लोग फिर से रिक्रिएट करें। So this is the meaning of the things, that how the crime scene documentation is very important for the reconstruction of the any of the crime. Next, please. Next. So this is the documentation and recording of the crime scene which is done the photography. So photography में भी हम लोग जब भी फोटोग्राफी करते हैं, परछाई आना नहीं चाहिए एट दैट टाइम। कोर्ट से आपको जो है एंटरटेन नहीं किया जाएगा, आपको बताया जाएगा कि हाँ आप तो अच्छा एक्सपर्ट नहीं है, चलिए आप अपना अभी लैब में जाकर और प्रैक्टिस कीजिए तब आइएगा। बिकॉज आप किसका फोटोग्राफी कर रहे हैं? आप फोटोग्राफी कर रहे हैं एविडेंसेस का। तो प्रॉपर लाइट सोर्स होना चाहिए, आपका परछाई आएगा तो इसका मतलब क्या है, देयर आर टू ऑब्जेक्टिव्स देयर। सो जब भी हम लोग फोटोग्राफी करते हैं आप लोगों को उसको ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि आपका परछाई और एनी काइंड ऑफ अदर थिंग्स इज नॉट कम्स इन दिस पर्टिकुलर फोटो। So this is the photography. After that, you can see there are the blood stain is there, and the photography is done by interns in our own forensic science laboratory. This is the documentation and recording of the crime scene. Next, next, please. Next, see, this is the sketch. As I have already discussed with you, all the alternatively we can use the, you know, that the sketching. This is the final sketch and this is the rough sketch. What is the actual position of the each and individual evidences? So this is the rough sketch and the final sketch. Next, please. Next. See, after that, we have done the sketching of the crime scene. What is the next steps? Next steps is the searching of the evidences. हम लोगों ने पहले ही कहाँ पर जो हम लोग का एविडेंसेस था हम लोगों ने ड्रॉ कर लिया है। जो भी आप लोग ड्राइंग पेंटिंग बोलते हैं, इट्स इन आवर फोरेंसिक साइंस लीगल टर्म्स इज द स्केचिंग, बट आप लोगों के लिए मैं ड्राइंग ही बता दे रहा हूँ। आफ्टर दैट वी हैव द सर्चिंग। अभी हम लोगों को सर्चिंग करना है फॉर द कलेक्शन ऑफ द ईच एंड इंडिविजुअल एविडेंसेस। जब भी हम लोग एविडेंस का कलेक्शन करते हैं on the basis of crime scene, what types of crime scene we have, either it's a outdoor crime scene, either it's a indoor crime scene. So on the basis of the crime scene as well as the nature of the crime, what is the nature, either it's a murder, either it's a suicide, either it's a hanging, either it's a homicide, depend, either it's a hit and run cases, depend on the, you know, that the crime scene we are using this methods. So this is the some kind of zonal method, strip method, line search method. You can see we can enter in the one side. Okay, zigzag method also, grade method, ray method. So in the ray method, there are 5 to expert is there for the searching of the evidences, for the collection and the preservation. And the spiral method only, spiral method is also further divided into the outdoor outward spiral, inward spiral. It means कि हम लोग मान के चलिए आप लोग ऐसे एक ही पर्सन, for that only one forensic expert is required. ओके, इन द स्पाइरल मेथड हम लोग बाहर से अंदर के तरफ सर्चिंग करेंगे एविडेंसेस को, सेम एज इट इज। इनवर्ड आउटवर्ड क्या होगा, अंदर से हम लोग बाहर तरफ जाएंगे। सो दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द सर्चिंग प्रोसेस। नेक्स्ट, नाउ दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट, दैट द collection, preservation, packaging, sealing and transportation of the evidences. Now after done the, you know, the sketching and the searching, we have collect our evidences. How we can collect? So now अभी मान के चलिए कि आपके पास जो है, you know, that the glass pieces, if I'm talking about the hit and run cases, we found the glass evidences. For the glass evidences, can we use any kind of plastic bag, paper bag or what? So on the depend on the characteristics of the glass also. For example, it's the small pieces of glass, we can use the, you know, that the box. As well as if I'm talking about the forensic ballistic, if की crime scene से आपको गन या फिर पिस्तौल मिला है, at that time we can use the wooden box. Okay, if I am talking about the viscera sample, I hope all of you know what is the meaning of the viscera sample. if कि कोई भी person poison या फिर किसी भी ऐसा NDPS या फिर कोई से भी ऐसा poison जब ले लेते हैं, at that time we will do the viscera examination. Viscera, it means your intestine, kidney, lungs, what types of poison खाने के बाद आप लोगों का डेथ हो चुका है. So this is the viscera sample, as well as we will preserve in the container, glass container or the plastic container. So depend on the here, depend on the our evidences, we are using the plastic bag, पेपर बैग. बट उसके पहले हम लोग को देखना पड़ेगा कंटेमिनेशन ना हो. इफ की मान के चलिए, इफ वी हैव ए पूल ब्लड स्टेन, मीनिंग ऑफ द पूल ब्लड स्टेन, फ्रेश ब्लड. फॉर एग्जांपल क्राइम अभी हुआ है, अभी आपको ब्लड मिला है. फॉर दैट you have to collect the blood to the with the help of syringe, and you can dry it in the room temperature. Okay, after they will preserve it. If क्या फ्रेश ब्लड को लेके प्लास्टिक बैग में आप रख दोगे, व्हाट इज द बैक्टीरियल ग्रोथ. इफ क्या प्लास्टिक कंटेनर, प्लास्टिक यू नो द प्लास्टिक एम्बलप यूज करते हैं फ्रेश ब्लड के लिए, विदाउट एग्जैक्टली एज इट इज सेम टाइम पे वो कंटेमिनेशन हो जाएगा. So before that we will check the what is the nature of the evidences and what is the preservative for it. So this is the preservation. Now this is the, you can see in this second, this is the collection. After collection, we have write the details. FIR number, what is the date, what is the evidences. You can see either it's a, I think it's a here evidences, who is the investigating officer and signature. So this is the sealing of the evidences and packaging. Next, please. Now, our as the conference main topic is the trending of the emerging field. What is the emerging for that? Now everything as we have लिव इन द डिजिटल एरा. अभी आजकल हम लोग सभी डिजिटल एरा में है, राइट. इफ कि मैं अभी आपको बताऊं कि सर और मैडम मुझे 10 रुपये आप पेमेंट कर दीजिए, तुरंत आप लोग लेके अपने गूगल पे फोन पे से कर देंगे. सो एवरीथिंग नाउ वी आर इन द डिजिटल एरा. सो हमार इंडियन सिस्टम भी पहले पिछले जो है उसको क्यों हम लोग मेंटेन करके चले. नाउ इफ कि हम लोग बात करते हैं जो सीलिंग में मटेरियल, सो दिस इज द लेक्स और द चपरा सील इन द proper police station. We are called is the chapra seal or chapri, that we can use these types of seal. So what is the disadvantage of the seal? Now I will telling you in our upcoming slides. Next, please. So this is the some photo related to the whenever I have visited the some of the SFSL or the RFSL. So this is the evidence that they can seal the evidence with the proper police station seal, without seal, because if we can't maintain the authenticity, because everything is the legal. It comes under chain of custody, means chain of custody, it comes under the when the actual crime is happened. That's called the crimes into the last procedure. It comes under the chain of custody. So this is the things with the respect of the authenticity. We have done the all the police signature, police station seal. After that we have collected. So this is the viscera sample. This is the viscera container. Here is we can preserve the viscera sample, either it's a kidney, intestine, stomach. Next, please. Now our main theme is that the chain of custody. What is the meaning of the chain of custody? As you can assume, this is the मीनिंग ऑफ द चेन ऑफ कस्टडी. कस्टडी में जैसे कि आप लोग बहुत सारे डिजिटल मार्केटिंग भी करते हैं, बहुत सारे कि आप लोग भैया आप इस प्रोडक्ट को खरीदो, आप लोग और 2 जन को शेयर करो, बाकी 2 जन शेयर करेंगे, यू कैन बेनिफिट. द चेन सिस्टम इज लाइक दैट, राइट. सेम थिंग इज गोइंग ऑन आवर forensic science criminal justice system as well as the chain of custody. It means जो भी एविडेंसेस है लीगल प्रोसीजर कर रहे हैं, लीगली किसी के अंदर जब हम लोग उसको प्रॉपर चेन ऑफ कस्टडी कर रहे हैं, दैट्स कॉल्ड द क्राइम सीन. क्राइम सीन पे एज द इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग ऑफिसर, हु इज द इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग ऑफिसर, पुलिस ऑफिसर. So they have collect the evidences from the crime scene. After that they have preserved it, sealing it and transportation it. Okay, so this is the meaning of chain. What is the second division? Second is the forensic science department. The forensic science department, their role is that they have examined, analysis and preparing the report. After that they have record their statement as a expert opinion under the section of 45 IEA. As well as the hospital, what is the role of hospital? They have generated the MLC, they have generated the death certificate, autopsy certificate, as well as they have transferred the viscera sample for in the forensic chemistry and toxicology, forensic SFSL or the RFSL department for the examination purposes. After that we have a court. After that in the court we have all the evidences. What is the result? What is the crime scene documentation? Everything we have done. We have submitted in the court for the further prosecutions. Next, please. So this is the things that police department, forensic science department, how they can, that the everything is going on. So this is the things the police department, as I have already discussed with you, what is the role of the investigating officer. They have collected, preserve it. After that they have forward their evidences for the analysis purposes in the forensic science department, as well as hospital. Hospital also refer the viscera sample in the forensic chemistry and toxicology department for the analysis purposes. If I'm talking about the forensic science department, government expert, private expert, both expert are equally eligible for the crime scene, the assist with the police officer for the investigation. As I have already told you, investigation part is not in our end. It's a police department. Police officers comes under the investigation department, but we give the assist to the police officers. As well as after completing all the, the chain of custody, all the legal system, we have submitted everything in the court. So this is the meaning of the chain of custody. Next. Now, what is the digital system for it? What is the digital system? So in the digital system, this is the first is the police department, CCTNS. फिल फिलहाल में आप लोग एफआईआर करने जाते थे तो क्या रहता था, उन लोग रजिस्टर में लिखते थे, आफ्टर दैट दे विल गिव यू द वन प्रिंट, आप लोग को उसको ये करना पड़ता था. बट व्हाट सीसीटीएनएस, रिसेंटली दिस सीसीटीएनएस इज स्टार्टेड इन द एवरी पुलिस स्टेशन. सो सीसीटीएनएस में कोई भी क्राइम होता है, उसका घटनास्थल का विवरण, इट मींस व्हाट इज द लोकेशन ऑफ द क्राइम सीन, व्हाट इज द डेट, हु इज द विक्टिम, हु इज द विटनेस, एवरीथिंग हम लोग डिजिटली स्टोर कर रहे हैं. डिजिटली स्टोर करने के बाद हम लोग उसको जो है रेफर करते हैं ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ द एविडेंसेस, वेयर वी कैन ट्रांसफर इन द फोरेंसिक साइंस डिपार्टमेंट. So in the forensic science department, e-forensic, this is the website or the software that we can use for the e-forensic. In the e-forensic, इसमें सिस्टम क्या रहता है, जब भी कोई भी पुलिस कांस्टेबल, बेसिकली कांस्टेबल विल डूइंग द दैट द ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ द एविडेंसेस. सो कांस्टेबल ले जाने के बाद उन लोगों जो विद द हेल्प ऑफ दैट द रिकमेंडेशन, कौन अभी पुलिस वाला जो कांस्टेबल जो अपना एविडेंसेस एग्जिबिट्स को लेके जा रहा है एफएसएल में, उसके लिए कौन किसका लेटर होना चाहिए, किसका लेटर होना चाहिए, इसके लिए एसपी. एसपी इज ओनली रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दैट, दिस इज द क्राइम इज हैपेन इन माय एरिया, इन माय एरिया. आफ्टर दैट एसपी इज रिकमेंडेड द लेटर. बट एसपी के लेटर में भी मेंशन रहता है कि जो फोरेंसिक साइंस के जो लैब वाले हैं, उन लोग कोई भी एग्जामिनेशन नहीं करते. मान के चले कि ब्लड मिला है, ब्लड के लिए उन लोग कोई भी डीएनए एग्जामिनेशन नहीं करेंगे, फिर ब्लड का प्रिजम्पटिव कंफर्मिटी नहीं करेंगे. फोरेंसिक साइंस डिपार्टमेंट वाले इसके एग्जामिनेशन कब करेंगे, जब उन लोग उसका जो विवरण देते हैं, दैट्स कॉल्ड द ऑब्जर्वेशन, कि पुलिस स्टेशन से ही जब भी कांस्टेबल लेके जाता है तब उन लोग मेंशन कर देते हैं, रेस्पेक्टेड एफएसएल अथॉरिटी, वी रिक्वायर्ड ओनली द डीएनए एग्जामिनेशन फ्रॉम द ब्लड और द ब्लड ग्रुपिंग, not record the DNA examination. So they have already mentioned in their case memo or the case sheet that we have required only the blood grouping, not required for the DNA examination. If the police officers is required for the DNA examination, so FSL authority only do the DNA examination. एफएसएल अथॉरिटी आप लोगों को पता रहेगा कि हाँ एफएसएल में भेज देते हैं तो तब उन लोग एग्जामिनेशन करते हैं. नो, सबसे पहले जब भी कांस्टेबल एग्जिबिट को लेके जाते हैं, एट दैट टाइम उन लोग उनके केस जो भी डायरी है उसमें मेंशन कर देते हैं कि हम लोगों को डीएनए एग्जामिनेशन चाहिए, विसरा एग्जामिनेशन चाहिए तो विसरा चाहिए, इफ के हेयर एविडेंस चाहिए तो हेयर का चाहिए. they have already mentioned in their case memo or the case that the sheet. So this is the thing how FSL authority will perform the examination. So as it is, we can also, they have their own, for example in the senior scientific officer in the each and individual division, they have performed and they have registered their self. It means how many cases they have handled. After preparing the the examination, they can upload their report, what is the either it's a false negative, either it's a positive, everything they can mention in the this e-forensic. And this e-forensic started here, I think, yes, 2019. So e-forensic, every CFSL, there are total 8 forensic central forensic science laboratory is there, 32 state forensic science laboratories there. If I'm talking about the regional forensic or district forensic science laboratories, there are total 80 is working process, and under 10 is under working. It means in total 90 RFSL and district forensic science laboratories there, and mobile, there are total 532 forensic science, mobile forensic science laboratories there. So it means they have also running this e-forensic software for the digital system, as well as hospital, the Medla Parle. So this is the things that the any of the cases related to the any kind of report, they can upload it in their software after the court. So this is the ICGS. So they can everything mentioned in the ICGS. So this is the digital system, how as a forensic science system which is going our India. So this is the digitally system. Now, if I am talking about the that, sir, can you change the slide previously? Previously slide, previous slide, previously, previous. Yeah. So you can see this chapra seal. This is the during the transportation. Okay, during the transportation, if this seal is break down, so at that time, FSL authority they deny to accept their evidence or exhibit. अब उन लोग क्यों एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं? इफ की मान के चलिए हम लोग ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कर रहे हैं एविडेंसेस को, ड्यू टू द एनी काइंड ऑफ सरकमटेंसेस पुलिस कांस्टेबल के पास से वो ब्रेक डाउन हो गया है सील, एट दैट टाइम एफएसएल अथॉरिटी उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते। क्यों नहीं करते हैं? उन लोगों को लगता है कि जैसे कि पुलिस वाले भी उन लोग पैसा लेके उन लोग कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, सेम एफएसएल वाले अथॉरिटी भी पैसा लेके कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, डाउट तो होता है। दैट्स व्हाई in our India, first state is the Rajasthan. They can change this chapra seal or this seal in the digitally barcode system. So they are doing the barcode for the all the collection preservation of the chain of custody, because this seal is taken too much time because the time consuming. But अभी हम लोग digitally चल रहे हैं, तो हम लोग क्यों पीछे चले? So at that's why the India's first state is the that the Rajasthan, they can replace this seal, because this seal is breakdown, so this there are various time consuming, तो कंटामिनेशन हो सकता है, टाइम कंज्यूमिंग हो रहा है, तो एविडेंस का जो एग्जामिनेशन हो उसमें वो लेट हो सकता है। दैट्स व्हाई वी आर चेंज दिस, एज वेल एज देयर आर वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ रोबोट, एज यू कैन सी इन द दुबई पुलिस दे कैन यूज द रोबोट फॉर द कलेक्शन ऑफ द एविडेंसेस। अभी हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं इन आवर इंडिया, वी आर यूजिंग एज अ फॉरेंसिक साइंस पर, हम लोग अपने हाथ से ही ग्लव्स पहनते हुए हम लोग एविडेंसेस को कलेक्शन कर रहे हैं। 5 मिनट। सो इफ क्या हम लोग फोरेंसिक साइंस वाले जो हम लोग हैंड से ये कर रहे हैं, एट दैट टाइम दे आर यूजिंग द डिजिटली रोबोट। सो रोबोट इज यूजिंग फॉर द कलेक्शन प्रिजर्वेशन ऑफ द ऑल द एविडेंसेस फॉर द क्राइम सीन। सो दिस इज द डिजिटल सिस्टम इन आवर फोरेंसिक साइंस fraternity or the forensic science community. Next please sir. So this is the conclusion is that all the due to the digitally system, all the forensic science community, all the the forensic science scientists also preparing some of the scientific tools and technique, some of the scientific camera for the traces evidences, for the collection of the for the photography. So this is the things we are doing also, some of the research also for the digitally for the collection preservation and the chain of custody. Next. So this is some of my books and research papers. Next. I will take only 1 minute for this. So आप लोगों को सभी को पता है कि फॉरेंसिक साइंस का जो म्यूजियम फिलहाल नहीं है। इफ कि हम लोग दूसरे म्यूजियम का भी बात करें, बहुत सारे म्यूजियम ऐसे हैं जो आप लोग देख सकते हैं, जैसे कि मान के चले कोई भी आपका कोई भी हिस्टोरिकल हो गया है या फिर किसी भी ऐसा ऐसा चीज का हो गया है, फॉरेंसिक म्यूजियम है। बट in our India, it's a first that we have invented our own virtual forensic science museum. In the virtual forensic science museum, this is the also we have a copyright as well as the patent from the central government of India. So this is the India's first forensic, that the National Museum of Forensic Science. You can visit also. So in the National Museum of Forensic Science, we have mentioned, because some of the persons, some of the students also, even the family person also, the parents also don't know what is the meaning of the forensic science. Recently, the growth of the NFSU and the MH Amit Shah ji will develop the field of in the field of forensic science in India. तो अभी आप लोगों को पता चल रहा है कि क्या हो रहा है फोरेंसिक साइंस में। जैसे कि सर ने भी बताया है कि अभी आने वाले जो 7 years के जो केसेस है उसमें फोरेंसिक साइंस का रिपोर्ट होना मस्ट कंपलसरी है। So this is the things we also develop, we also invented innovation some of the techniques as well as the growth in our forensic science museum. So basically this museum is invented from our AFRS organization. So you can also visit us for the knowing more information about the forensic science. Next please. Next. Also, as we have our own forensic science laboratory, so in our forensic science laboratory we have giving the training and internship program, as well as we have also organized the national and international conferences. In the international conferences, some of the that the doctors, international participants, international forensic science experts also joining our online training program, online conferences. So this is the forensic science services that we have give the for the all the citizenship. So there are the fingerprint examination, question document examination, organization to legal consultancy of the, that the doctors also, medical legal examination, medical legal experts also. This is the which we have done in our forensic science laboratory. Next. If I'm talking about our AFRS, so basically it's the Indian first forensic science registered student organization. तो जब कोविड का मामला चल रहा था एट दैट टाइम हम लोगों का भी पढ़ाई लिखाई सब बंद हो चुका था, तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, कॉलेज में जाएंगे तो मैम लोग तो बंद कर दिए, तो क्या करें। सो 2020 में मैं एंड मेरे जो वाइस वाइस प्रेसिडेंट सर है विजय सर, वी आर ओपनिंग आवर ओन India's first forensic science society, which is registered under Madhya Pradesh Society Registration Act. Still now, which is going in, and day by day we will develop our training programs, training, that the things. So this is the Indian's first forensics that we are organizing some of the national, international conferences and some of the events also, conferences also. So this is the thing, as well as for the students also, we will give them student skill development program, research paper, how to write the research paper, how to know the, how to develop you for the presentation, because आप लोगों को भी बोलना भी चाहते हो, बहुत सारे ऐसे एक्सपर्ट है, स्टूडेंट्स है, और फिर टीचर्स भी है, उन लोग आ जाते हैं, दे रीड द स्लाइड, सो दिस इज द नॉट द करेक्ट थिंग्स। if you had the that much capabilities, if you have the that much, that the experience, आपको स्लाइड रीड करके आप लोग अपने जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स को क्यों बताना चाहोगे। so this is the things that we will growth in our forensic science field, that we will also grow the students, they we will also share our knowledge, as well as some of the CFSL, SFSL court, as well as the, the government aims, also aims director, as well as the doctors, they have our own advisory committee members, they have our own forensic science permanent lifetime member in our own society. So this is all about our AFRS. Next, please. Thank you. I hope my presentation was very impactful for all of you, because some of the students are from the background of the computer and other. So I think this was very informative for you. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Hello. Thank you very much, Mr. Rakesh. Please, take on behalf of this national conference, I am very much thankful of Mr. Rakesh that he has thrown light on a very important field of forensic sciences. Forensic science is why important? Because it protects us. It protects the people. Crimes are happening. And if crimes are happening, and those who are helping to increase the crime, if they are not punished, the people will not be in protection. People will not be secure. So if all of us, if we find ourselves, if we must have a secure environment, this secure environment is provided by this field, forensic sciences. So Mr. Rakesh has presented a very nice informative lecture on forensic sciences and how forensic science is conducted by various departments, government departments, private departments, and how the laboratory established by Mr. Rakesh is helping in forensic sciences. You have seen here, and definitely this information, this process, this way of finding out the crimes is useful for us. And this is a big field of research, in fact. For computer people, digital forensic is a big field of research. And we are having, when I was head of the computer center, research center, that time, we have registered many students in the field of digital forensic. And many students are working in the field of digital forensic. There are many, in fact, components. What side Mr. Rakesh has explained is a forensic, and the useful side for computer is a digital forensic. There are many components of digital forensic, device forensic, computer forensic, the network forensic, wireless forensic, mobile forensic, cloud forensic, vehicle forensic. One of my student is working in depth research she is carrying out in vehicle forensic, that is VANET, vehicle network analysis, and how to apply digital forensic in VANET. So this is also very important field, because any accident happens, how that accident has been happened, that will be investigated by the VANET forensic. So in that case, there are many parameters, how to record the parameters digitally, and how that vehicle, maybe two-wheeler, four-wheeler, or a big heavy vehicles, if any accident meet to that vehicle, then all the digital data which is recorded in history also and present also, after happening of the event, at the time of event, and before happening of the event, all this data is collected, evidences are formed, evidences are analyzed, those are investigated, and then the conclusion is drawn how the accident has happened and who is responsible for that accident. That is a VANET forensic research is going on nowadays in VANET forensic. So with this, I express my sincere thanks to Mr. Rakesh for delivering a very nice lecture, which is very demanding today. And everybody should know how the forensic field is carried out. And being a computer people, we must know how digital forensics are carried out. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rakesh sir, for your fascinating presentation. Thank you so much, Dr. V.M. Thakre sir, for your valuable perspective on forensic science. Before moved on, I would like to express a vote of thanks to our eminent guest, Dr. V.M. Thakre sir and Mr. Rakesh Mia, for their valuable contribution and for gracing us with their esteemed presence today. Please join me in a round of applause to show our appreciation. Thank you. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to organizing committee for organizing such an monumental conference. We are very much grateful to you all for your presence and cooperation. Thank you. Thank you so much. And lastly, a quick announcement of lunch break. Lunch break will be in half an hour. The venue of lunch is beside new building. We will resume conference programs after half an hour. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very important announcement for the presenters. The students, the delegates who have come and going to present papers, kindly report to the related subject teacher. And also, after this lunch break, after half an hour lunch break, we will start for the mathematics session. And we are all requested together here very early. So the participants who are going to present papers in the research presentations, so please report.